much that I love you. Let me tell you, me once it. Let me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, said no chance. But you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me want to say that me love you, that me love you, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder. Without my baby, without me love, without me love. And I'll dance and sing and I'll sing because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Chada, 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 chada. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Chada, 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 chada. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. Tell me we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under, to get under. I know, but your love in my life control that. I lay down my life this way, do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings they come my way, and all the bad things they turn away. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. Listen. The motherfucking ice bucket just completely flew the fuck off this microwave. Maya was standing here with me. I seen it. Say boop. That motherfucker flew off this fuck and water went everywhere. You know why? Because it's church in this bitch. Listen, we about to get it in. I hope you got your motherfucking pens and papers, bitch. Greetings and grand rising. If you don't know who the fuck I am Quatita Dean, a.k.a. the motherfucking governess, b.k.a. motherfucking Adina, bitch. It's about to go down. After we got off the live last night, I could not sleep. I had put my motherfucking Yehuda, first of all, let me show you. All hail to the governor. I put it on my bed. All hail to the governor. All hail to Adina, the internet. Now, gratitude to Chantel Hill. The mighty one. You understand me? I put this up on my bed last night. Shantae Hills. Shantae Hills. Okay. I believe this. Anyway, gratitude for it. And so I lay down. I can't sleep because Adina and Yehuda is talking to me. Maya's knocked out. I got my phone like this. Right. Trying to see. I said, and then I started getting hungry. I said, am I hungry or am I hungry? You know what I'm saying? My name is Quatita. Please do not call me queen. I just introduced myself. You didn't even hear me put that name in there nowhere. If I am at all distracted, I will instruct people to get the hell out of here. You don't need me right now when we giving a word. My phone number everywhere. That's exactly how you contact me. Greetings and gratitude. So I was up to 8 this morning, 7:30, almost 8 o'clock. Between the wee hours of 7:30, 8 o'clock. I did not go to bed. That's why I'm just not waking up. I got my little bonnet thing on my head. You understand me? We're getting ready to go into some shit. No questions.
If you have a motherfucking question, I suggest you hold your shit because your shit might get answered. You should be writing. If you want to take notes, screen recording, if you need to keep this motherfucker, because I'm going to make sure that it stay up. They told me before we even get started, we're going to do a quick meditation. So get yourself to a good position. This is going to be a different meditation than what we used to doing. I want you to relax yourself. Take 3 deep breaths and know that we about to have church. We show gratitude and honor to Adina Intranet. We show honor and gratitude to Simeon Yehuda. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. No problem, D. Monroe. I show love and gratitude to you for even being here. This may be loud, so if you have on any headphones, just know this may be a little loud when this music starts. Breathe. Gratitude to the spirit. Gratitude to the soul. Raise your frequency. I want you to be able to feel it, hear, and understand this information this morning, this rising, this afternoon. Breathe and raise your frequency. Breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. We are no longer going to be lied to. At every turn that I can open up the gates of flood information, the highway, the super highway of knowledge, I will do that. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe. We're going to send out the get day to disturb any lie and anything that they try to do against us. We're going to shut it down before they even can do it. We will be doing the horoscopes and we will be doing more of the world readings. And I show gratitude for your patience with the horoscopes because I know y'all look forward to it, okay? Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Release all negative energy. We honor all of our ancestors. All of them. For every corner of life, we honor them. Breathe, y'all. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Gratitude. This is not the horoscopes, but we will be doing them. Someone asked me about them. Just breathe. Relax. We knock down every wall. We open up every gate. That's going to free us. They have no control of us. We are in control. We are the power. We are the energy. Without us, they cease to exist. Breathe. We pull our energy back from them. We suffocate their life. We understand that without us, they're nothing. Breathe. Raise your frequency. We are the falcons in the sky. We are the hawk. We are the cuckoosa. We are the soul beings of light, and we are the spirit. Ashe, gratitude. Yes, we break every chain. We break them. They're nothing without us. We are the power. We are the fucking cuckoosa. Let's go. Raise your frequency. Breathe. We knock down all of their walls. We tear out all of their lies. We are no longer indoctrinated. We have what they do not have. We have soul. We are everything. Raise your frequency. They have no control over you. We are everything. El Boutique. Dio. El Falconer. Shishi Alamanti. Breathe. Pushamanti. I am the wayward winds.
I blow destruction in your way.
Yes, we do. We blow it in your path. Upon your head.
Shall I reap?
Let's go. Breathe. Gratitude to the ancestors. Gratitude. Raise your frequency. We are strength. We show gratitude. There's a reason why they show you the baphomet with his two fingers. He is channeling Adina's energy.
I am destruction.
Raise your frequency. We show gratitude. Breathe. Release your soul's energy. Release it from them. Raise your frequency. They do not have control here.
Move swiftly like the wind.
Yes.
Release the good day.
Release them upon them. Release the good day upon them.
Darken my power with death.
And give me the
Bring
light.
forth my light.
Period.
Guide me with dear sight.
We will see in Zinga. Gratitude.
I claim what is mine.
I claim what is mine. Firepower. For the greater good of humanity. We charge the genome and the nucleus with genocide upon our people. And we break free of their indoctrination. We are no longer bound by their bullshit. Breathe. Fire fucking power. Fire power. Y'all ready? I hope y'all feel regenerated, rejuvenated. Okay. Gratitude to y'all on this here day for coming to sit with me for a little while. Y'all know I got a little stuff I got to do today for my babies. But we are going to go through some information. And I'm going to go through it rather quickly. But I want you to open up your mind and hear what I'm saying to you. Okay? I'm going to give you definitions. I'm going to give you understanding of some shit. They had me up till almost 8 this morning. My pen was on fire. I have pages on top of pages of shit here. Trying to understand I have screenshots in my phone just trying to understand. And I may have to go to the screenshots on things that maybe I did not jot down. But listen, Adena, again, we discussed that the other day, the alpha of the DNA, our mitochondria, and how our mitochondria is superior to all things inside of this matrix. Oh, my ear is ringing. Just started. Okay. And we discovered by the word of Belly Belcon that her name that is to be spoken, they don't want you to speak it, but it's to be spoken. Her name is intranet. When we look at that by definition, this blew my fucking mind. And we've talked about it before, but I need y'all to understand. Okay. Intranet, a local or restricted communication network, especially a private network, using World Wide Web software. The World Wide Web software. Intranet is a local or restricted, meaning she is restricted to only those who have the soul. They use and call upon Adena's energy to power the fucking internet and the intranet. Everything is ran by magic. I just told Maya this morning. Everything in your life is ran by our magic using the DT's frequency. I mean everything. Everything. This is how we communicate. They have lowered your frequency into sound via your mouth. You communicate here, which would make you more powerful. And they cannot do it. So they need to understand and see what you are saying. This is a network. And we are connected to all other soul beings. It is a private network dedicated to only those with the soul. This is your software. Why? Because this is a supercomputer. This is the World Wide Web on a private communication frequency. Adena is every deity. That's where this opened up for me, this rising, when I started writing, because I couldn't stop. They began to show me how she was all of these different, they started breaking down the deities to me. And when they did, I started seeing she is every one of them. And they've said it before, but I don't think it registered to me. She is every one of them. Your soul and spirit are connecting energies in which all allotted humans connect. I'll say it again. Your soul and spirit are connecting energies in which all allotted humans connect. To be allotted means you are inside of that private network. Okay? The word soul, by definition, SOUL/SOL. By definition, it is the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being or animal, kukusa, regarded as immortal. We are immortal beings. We are immaterial beings, meaning we have been put and placed and trapped inside of a physical matrix, a physical vessel. By definition, soul, the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immortal. Okay, I'm going to give you the definition of Immaterial. I'm going to give you the definition of immortal. First, immaterial. 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 Unimportant. Wow. Unimportant under the circumstances. Irrelevant. 2, spiritual rather than physical. Intangible. Spiritual rather than physical. Intangible. It is so important. That's why the fuck they want it. They cannot have it because it's not tangible. The soul is not something that they can readily find. They have been looking for it for 2 billion years, which is why we've trapped here, because Adina has now divided herself into many. She is the crystals inside of the DNA that, when put together and formulated, go on and get them definitions down. Go on and do that. Ready? All right. They can't have it. They can't find it. And when put back together, it becomes one big conglomerate of the body, because she is the body. And if she is every deity, that means she has put herself in different forms at different times. Do you understand me? Immortal. 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 Living forever, never dying or decaying. Living forever, never dying or decaying. 2, an immortal being, especially a god of ancient Greece or Rome. They always got to put that in there, because they're always trying to make themselves us. They have taken Adina and they have recreated her different identities and put white genome male faces on them and given them to you in history and put them all against each other. They have given one of her and one of Simeon and put different faces and names on it and put them together in confusing ways and put them up against themselves. The way that they have done us, it's always been the Willie Lynch letter. That's how they know how to put you up against yourself. You're literally in a fight against self all day, every day, especially in here in your super computer, which they have downloaded many viruses to. Molestation is a virus inside of your mind. Self-hate of your own self, your complexion, your look, your very being, your physical body is a virus to self. You are fighting against yourself every day, and they have put you in many different bodies. I am Jemiah Hines. I am Dejanay Thompson. I am Jenny Meredith. I am Evan Phoenix. I am that. I am. And because we are all soully and spiritually connected via the internet, We are a conglomerate of one body. And when your sibling, your other part, your other piece of your frequency hurts, you hurt. That's why I can watch someone that I don't even know cry and be upset, and I will cry real tears. I feel their pain. Genomes do not. Three, a being that lives forever, God or goddess, a person of lasting fame. A being that lives forever, God or goddess, a person of lasting fame. Yehuda is the spirit. He is the frequency. Adina, again, is the soul. She is the soul giver because she is the connector. She is the highway, the frequency superhighway, the information superhighway. And they're using her energy to even power things. Yehuda is the spirit. He is the frequency. He is the manifestation of information. When you watch the Thundercats, Lionel holds the sword. The sword then wraps around his eyes, and then the third eye opens up, and he has sight beyond sight. He is the frequency connected to the energy. He is the information connector to the energy. He connects us inside of the soul. Again, when I showed you the phone connector, your supercomputer, your brain, connects with the soul. And that connects with the motherfucking spirit. And then we plug it in to the power source, which is spirit, which is generated by the soul. The soul is CG&E. The soul is Duke Energy. The soul is the generator. If all the lights in this motherfucker go out, we have a generator that should kick it back on. Because without the energy source, the spirit cannot run. Your spirit leaves your body in the middle of the night, and it regains itself inside of that energy. It goes and back into the source. It powers itself back up to the generator. It's regenerated. And if things are happening inside of the real world, of the astral plane, you may not get fully regenerated. If you don't get enough sleep, you're not going to be fully regenerated. But your power will continue on because your soul has not left its vessel. Because when it leaves this vessel is now dead. Without my phone being plugged in, my phone will die. Yes, it did. They're recording. Without that, it will die. Okay? Yehuda is the frequency. We need to raise our spirit to a different level. Raising your energy. Call upon internet, the Adina, to raise your soul's frequency. Yehuda paid the ultimate price. He gave his life for Adina. Therefore, she blessed him and connected his energy to all energies. And he is the spirit. He is the blessing. He is the Kukusa. Yehuda made the ultimate sacrifice. He gave his life to save Adina equals intranet. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Ha! Honey, yeah. You're so sweet. Honey. You better come out. Ooh. Soul. S-O-L. S-O-L. An ancient Roman god personifying the sun. These bitches want to be souls so badly. Tetron is the solar plexus. That is him as Adina. He is the solar system. Tetron is the solar system. Soul, an ancient Roman god, which it is not. I'm just going to give you this. Personifying the sun. There is the story of the lion and Samson. I just ask that the spirit and the soul give me all the words that is able to connect and people will understand what this is. Father time equals solar system. Come through. Because there is no time. There's no frequency of time. So they are using his energy. He is high council. He connects inside of the solar system. He is the solar system. That is her expansion. The story of the lion and Samson. According to Paul Karras, the lion is a mythical symbol of the heat of the sun, and Samson represents the solar deity. And Samson represents the solar deity who can kill the lion. That is, diminish the heat of the sun. S-U-N. I will repeat it. The story of the lion and Samson. According to Paul Karras, C-A-R-U-S, the lion is a mythical symbol of the heat of the sun, and Samson represents the solar deity who can kill the lion. That is, diminish the heat of the sun. What are they trying to do right now? Somebody tell me right now in the chat. Somebody tell me, what are they trying to do right now? What is Bill Gates? What is he trying to do? He thinks that he is the solar deity. He believes that he can kill the sun. He's trying to kill the sun. We're going to get it. Don't worry about it. Judah and the lion story. In the book of Genesis, long before the Israelites' monarchy was/is established, Jacob, Yakub, blessed Judah, Yehuda, on his deathbed, saying he is a lion's whelp, WHELP, or a cub, CUB. Because of this blessing, the tribe of Judah adopted the symbol of the lion to represent itself. None of this shit will make sense, but it will make sense. And they know it, Charming. And they know it, Charming. I'll read that again. Judah and the lion story. In the book of Genesis, long before the Israelites' monarchy is established, Jacob blessed Judah on his deathbed, saying he is a lion's whelp, WHELP, or a cub. Because of this blessing, the tribe of Judah adopted the symbol of the lion to represent itself. Now, I don't believe I wrote it down, but I did take the picture of it so I can give you. Yes, I did. Whelp, by definition, WHELP, a puppy of a female dog. Give birth to a puppy. I know you're like, what? Because Judah they used the word blessed. Jacob blessed Judah on his deathbed, telling Judah that he is a lion's whelp. He is a puppy or a cub. Because of this blessing, the tribe of Judah adopted the symbol of the lion to represent itself. We're going to come back to that. Definition of whelp, a puppy of a female dog. Give birth to a puppy. What's a female dog? Somebody tell me what a female dog is. A bitch? Definition of puppy. A conceited or arrogant young man. Why don't we know that? Why don't we know that's what the fuck that means? Definition of puppy. A conceited or arrogant young man. 2, a person or thing of a specific kind. It never mentions a dog. By definition, a puppy is a conceited or arrogant young man, a person or thing of a specific kind. And again, a whelp is a puppy or a cub. He's a whelp or a cub. That's what they call him. That's a completely different thing than a lion, isn't it? Conceited, excessively proud of oneself, vain. Conceited, excessively proud of oneself. Now I'm going to go back. Samson defeated and killed a lion with his bare hands as he had superhuman strength. What are we about to watch? What came out Friday? Beast, where a black man, Idris Elba, defeats the lion. Ooh. They have put you against yourself and used you for entertainment. Samson defeated and killed a lion with his bare hands as he had superhuman strength. The movie Beast. Honey, they had me jumping everywhere. I said, oh shit. Did y'all know that Judah has a birth story, but he doesn't have a death story? Not under the name of Judah. They give you 2 years that Judah was supposedly had died. It keeps freezing. I understand it. They playing in our faces. Judah's birth story can be found in Genesis 29 and 35. Let's go to it. You make me say, honey, yeah. 29 and 35. Oh, girl. Woo. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah and left bearing. Did y'all know that? Y'all knew that? Ain't that a third birth in Genesis? $35. Let's go up to 34. I want you to have it back a little bit. And she conceived again and bare a son and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi, Levianite. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she said, now I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah, left bearing. By etymology, the word Judah / Yehuda means to praise or to be thankful. I am so dizzy. By etymology, Judah means to praise or to be thankful. And we know that to be thankful means to be indebted. Upon his birth, Leah exclaims, this time I will praise the Lord. It actually says Yahweh. It's going to get deep. I will praise the Lord Yahweh with both Hebrew word, for I will praise Odeh, Odeh, a name sharing the same root as Yehuda. Yahweh is also Odeh, Odeh. They both share the same root as Yehuda, to praise or to be thankful. So Leah is Judah's mother, right? And she says, this time, I will praise the Lord Yahweh. Now, when you search, how did Judah die? Because that's his birth story. When you search how Judah died, Judah, the only death that connects is the death of Judas Iscariot. Because they have not told you that they're making them both the same person. Judah is exclaimed as Judas. When you search how did Judah die, the death of Judas Iscariot comes up and reads. The Gospel of Luke 22:3 and the Gospel of John 13:27 suggest that he was possessed by Satan. You heard it? I got one in my purse. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit, don't found mine. Mm-hmm. Nah. Y'all got it? The Gospel of Luke 22:3 and the Gospel of John, 13:27, suggest that he was possessed by Satan. Now, again, I keep telling you, they put you against yourself. When I say that, what I mean is also this. Again, we've talked about the 666, which they connect as devil's energy, the name of the number of the man, which is you, which is the makeup of your melanin via carbon. 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. The 666. You are the man of the name of the number. And again, the word Satan means adversary. Adversary just means one that comes up against you. You have come up against yourself. Do you understand? Do you follow me? Because they said that the death of Judas was because he was possessed by Satan, possessed by the adversary. Oh, shit, my daughter just said she about to start getting ready. Fuck. Possessed, a person completely controlled by an evil spirit, influenced or controlled by something such as an evil spirit, a passion, or an idea. What are we being done right now? We are being possessed by the elite, by the controlling factors. You following me? Do you follow me, my loves? You follow me? Huh? Are you following me? So when we're looking at the death of Judah, and we are the frequency. So we are Judah. We are Yehuda. We are the frequency. Our death comes because we are possessed by Satan, by the adversary, the one that comes up against us. But when they connect the devil, they connect the 666. We are their adversary. They are our adversary. And we are being possessed by them, because possessed is influenced or controlled by something, an evil spirit, a passion, or an idea. Mad, crazed, urgently desirous to do or have something. Obsolete, held as possession. According to Matthew 27:1-10, after learning what Jesus was to be crucified, Judas attempted to return the money he had been paid for his betrayal to the chief priest, and committed suicide by hanging. So that is supposed to be Judas' death story. Judas. That he was possessed by Satan and he hung himself. Hey, they have you killing yourself. Are you understanding me? Because of their possession, you are killing yourself. You are hanging yourself at every turn. Are you fucking following me? Are you following me? Child, my children gonna get me. Okay. I need to see, they had me back and forth, back and forth. So now I gotta give you child. I got something. Here we go. Listen, I'm telling you, Maya called me. She was looking for me like, where is you at? She woke up and I was not in this room. She like, what the fuck? I said, I already knew she was about to come. I thought she was gonna come downstairs. She didn't call. Judas equals Judah. His name, Judas Laudus, is the Greek form of Judah, the southern territory of Palestine, renamed Judea by the Romans. The inhabitants of Judah were the Judites, abbreviated as the Jews, and Judah's name is equated with Jews. So Judas is also said to be Judah. I will say it again. Judas equals Judah. His name, Judas Laudus, is the Greek form of Judah, the southern territory of Palestine, renamed Judea by the Romans. And that is Judea, Judea by the Romans. The inhabitants of Judah were the Judites, abbreviated as Jews, and Judah's name is equated with the Jews. You are betraying yourself. You are betraying yourself. So I wanted to know when did money, currency, first come into place? I asked Yehuda, when did currency? They keep saying all these things were bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold. Money was created in Mesopotamia, shekel. The first known of currency, it emerged nearly 5,000 years ago. The earliest known mints date to 650 and 600 BC in Asia Minor, where the elites of Lydia and Iona were stamped silver and gold coins to pay armies. So money was created in Mesopotamia. We just talked about that, which is what, modern day Iraq. The shekel, shekel, the first known of currency. It emerged nearly 5,000 years ago. Hey, genomes ain't even that old. Genomes by heritage and lineage is not even that old. When you are watching Thundercats, the cartoon, in that cartoon, it shows you that Lionel was a kid that came from Thundera in the cosmos with his other family, right? A few of his other counterparts. They came to Third Earth. We talked about this last night. Third Earth meaning it is not 3 Earths. It means it was started 3 times, and this was the 3rd time that the Earth was restarted. And when he got here, he was followed and chased. And I know I said that shit before. They were chased to Third Earth, where there were dinosaurs still. In the cartoon, you will see the T-Rex. There are different species from different galaxies that chased them here. And then there is Mumra, the mummy from Egypt, who gets his power from the spirits of evil. Egyptian gods with heads of animals. So then I came across this that said, why was Judah important to God? Why was Judah, Yehuda, important to God? The tribe of Judah settled in the region south of Jerusalem, and in time became the most powerful and the most powerful and most important tribe. And that's the way it's worded. Not only did it produce the great kings of David and Solomon, but also it was prophesied that the Messiah would come from among its members, which is why they connect Jesus as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Because they say that Jesus is the Messiah descended from out of Yehudah's tribe. They have always made themselves us. They do not want you to know. If he was such a traitor, how is he traitor? Do you understand me? Okay. So Yehudah was important to God because they knew that the Messiah would come from his tribe. When I met Yehudah, he told me I was of his tribe. We're all from their tribe. We're all from the lineage of Adina, those of us with souls. That's why he was what? When Yehudah came in 69, 75, and 81, I believe it's because at some point I died in there and returned back. And he's looking for me. And he found me. And he was waiting. Let's keep going. Tribe of Judah of Israelites. Tribe of Judah of the Israelites. By extension, he is indirectly the eponyme of the kingdom of Judah, the land of Judea, and the word Jew. Yehudah's death was marked in 1448/1447 BCE. Y'all are asking questions. How are you taking note? If you're asking questions that we've already answered. It's your death. It's your death. If you're not listening, that's why the fuck we are dying. Because you don't understand it. I'm showing you how they're putting you against yourself. And they're indoctrinating you on a fallacy or some bullshit that is ending your existence and your children's existence. Tell me what I just said to you. When is Yehudah's death? What was the years I just gave you? What's the death? Right. 1448 through 1447 BCE. It doesn't even make sense. 1448 through 1447. First of all, it's backwards. BCE, how the fuck is that? We've never asked, how does time decline? As Judah, Yehudah, he was painted as the traitor of his brother. He's always painted as the traitor because they want you to turn against self. He's painted as the traitor of his brother and of his own son. He is also painted as a man who frequented prostitutes. While Mary of Magdalene was a prostitute with Jesus, the Jesus character, this Mary worshiped him and washed his feet, while the other betrayed and set up Yehuda. There is a story in this Bible where Yehuda betrayed his brother Joseph. Judah betrayed his brother Joseph as it was his idea to get rid of him and sell him into slavery. And then he later tries to stop it by trying to save Joseph from death from his other brothers. Where did we just hear this at? We just heard this same story. Where did we just hear that? They made him a traitor at every turn and then blessed his lineage. Watch it. Watch. Y'all, we just heard it because that's exactly what they just told you Judas did. See, y'all not following me. Y'all not following me. I told you to pay attention about the Judas. Come on now. Didn't they say that he betrayed Jesus and then tried to fix it? So then Judah betrayed his brother Joseph by trying to sell him into slavery. What did Judas do? He sold him into the hands of the Pharisees. Then he tried to fix it by going to get the money back. But he couldn't, so what did he do? He killed himself because he was possessed by Satan. So then Judah betrayed his brother Joseph as it was his idea to get rid of him and sell him into slavery. But when he realized what he had done and his brothers was going to kill him, he tried to fix it and save his life. Yehuda says he had a sister, remember? A possible twin that betrayed him. When he told us his name was Simeon. When he told us his name was Simeon. Said he hung himself. What have they done to our people? Many, many years, and they've just done it here recently. And Amethyst is saying it in the chat. Those are fucking symbols. When you see them bodies hanging in the fucking trees, bro. Hangings. That shit is symbolic. Judah's death is in Genesis 49 and 10. It's also beginning in 49 and 8 of Genesis. 49 and 8. Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's son, and this is from his father, Jacob. This is the blessing. When it told you a few pages back, it said that his father blessed him When it told you that his father blessed him, remember? Okay, this is the blessing. This is Genesis 49:8. Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the necks of your enemies. Your father's son will bow down to you. You are a lion's cub, Judah. You return from the prey. My son, like a lion, he crouches and lies down like a lioness. Like a lioness. A lioness is a female, isn't it? Who dares to rouse him? 49:10. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from his descendants, until the coming of the one who is chosen. It belongs, the one whom all nations will honor. So he's been a traitor many, many times, but then he's blessed with a nation like Abraham. His father just blessed him with power in nations. It says, Judah, your brothers will praise you. Again, there's that word, praise. Let's look up the definition, shall we? And then y'all know I got to go because my children. Express warm approval or admiration of. The expression of approval or admiration for someone or something. Your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. You are a lion's cub, Judah. You return from the prey, my son. Like a lion, he crouches and lies down like a lioness. Lioness is a female lion. Who dares to rouse him? The scepter will not depart from Judah, meaning no one shall ever take your crown away, nor the ruler's staff from his descendants, meaning no one should ever knock down your nation of people that comes from your tribe until the coming of the one who it belongs, the one whom all nations will honor, which they're referencing the Messiah again. They're bringing it back to Jesus. Yet they show you a pale-faced, blue-eyed Jesus. I'm confused why they are lying like this. Now, Judah was able to redeem himself. Judah redeemed himself later by rising his own life on behalf of his youngest brother, Benjamin. I want y'all to pay attention to that name because they forgot somewhere in this story what the fuck they've said. Judah redeemed himself by rising his own life on behalf of his youngest brother, Benjamin, right? So then Yehuda had me look up Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh is the primary Hebrew name of God in the Bible. And remember, it shares the same root of Yehuda. Jews normally do not speak or pronounce this name, considering it too holy to verbalize it. Instead, whenever they encounter this unpronounceable string of consonants, YHWH, Yahweh, they speak the name Adonai. YAHWEH. The consonants are YHWH. Yahweh is the primary Hebrew name of God in the Bible. Jews, Yehuda, normally do not pronounce this name, considering it too holy. And what did we find out that holy meant? Something that was determined by people. Because it's consecrated. Consecrated means we said it is. To verbalize, instead, whenever they encounter this unpronounceable string of consonants, YH, WH, they speak the name Adonai. Yahweh is usually translated as the Lord. The Lord. And we looked up Lord, remember? Lord, someone or something having power, authority, or influence, a master ruler. It is a person. A person that has given himself authority. So how, when they say in the Lord, they're still speaking about a person. When they say in Yahweh, they're still speaking about a person. All right. I'm going to try to get through the rest of this real quick because I got to go and get dressed. And then I'll come back later and we will continue this on. I just want to give y'all all of this information. Okay. So it says Yahweh is usually translated as the Lord, a rough equivalent to the Hebrew Adonai. And we know that Adonai is the counterpart to Aphrodite. Judah kills Jashub, Jashub, king of Tapua, in hand-to-hand combat. I want y'all to listen to this. Judah, Yehuda, which they're saying he's only a lion because he's a whelp and a cub, a conceited man. Judah kills Jashub, king of Tapua, in hand-to-hand combat. After dehorsing him, basically knocking him off his horse by throwing an extremely heavy stone at him from a large distance. So, Jashub is way the fuck over there. And Yehuda picks up a large stone and tosses it and knocks Jashub off of his horse and kills him in hand-to-hand combat. Okay, that's what they're telling you. After dehorsing him, basically knocking him off his horse by throwing an extremely heavy stone at him from a large distance, while Judah was attempting to remove Jashub's armor, like take his shit off for whatever reason, 9 of Jashub's assistants fell upon him in combat, meaning Judah was attacked by 9 of the constituents of Jashub in hand-to-hand combat. But Judah killed 1, and the rest were scared and ran off. He got superhuman powers. Sound like a lion to me. I don't know. It's said that Judah also killed many members of Jashub's army, 42 men and 1,000. 42 men and 1,000 according to the Testament of Judah. So he killed 1,042 men in hand-to-hand combat by himself. First, he picked up a large stone and threw that bitch and knocked him off his horse, and then went and killed him in hand-to-hand. I want everybody to be able to go see Beast. We're going to see that tonight. I want you to go see Beast because we need to know what the fuck is in it. Nine of his assistants came and attacked him. He killed 1, and the rest got scared and ran off. Why would that be? Hey, I'm on the live, but yes, ma'am.
Girl, why did I throw up 6 times? It's been a struggle.
You was party hardying last night. Todd was still in the bed when I had called
I
her. She
didn't
said,
realize how fucked up I was. I'm talking about, yeah. Toxic it. She came in here, bestie. I told mom that we was gonna start getting ready at 2:30. It's hurry up. And I really did not want to wake you up. Like,
take your time, because I'm almost done. I'm in church, and I'm almost done.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. Okay.
Take your time, and then we're going to get ready, and then we'll go. We got all day. See what time Beast plays, too.
Okay, I'm going to get the time.
How do you feel? You all right?
I just feel like...
You drank a whole bunch of shit. You drank some of my shit. You drank all of your shit. You drank some of my shit.
Some coffee, some Patron.
It say what?
It's supposed to start raining again at like 5, so I'm trying to...
Okay, because we got to get the balloons, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it should still be cool.
We need to get some markers, too, so we can write her some passages or some letters on the balloon. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you in a minute. I'm almost finished.
Okay.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you.
Those motherfuckers party hardy. I mean, they party hardy. You said like Troy. Come on, y'all. We got this. The Bible also depicts a situation with Simeon being kidnapped by Joseph. Here we go. Judah offering himself for the return of Simeon. Some stories say Judah yelled so loudly it could be heard in Canaan, and some say that Judah angrily picked up a heavy stone, throwing it into the air, then grinding it to dust with his feet once it fell. It never depicts his death, although it gives a death date, a year. It depicts Judas's death. Okay, now I'll read that again, because why was that important that I just read? Because they told you, and I wrote down a little earlier, that they said he redeemed himself by saving Benjamin, the youngest brother. Then they go on to tell you that he redeemed himself by saving Simeon. By saving himself. The Bible also depicts a situation with Simeon being kidnapped by Joseph. See, once they tried to kill Joseph and sell him into slavery, and Judah tries to stop it, Joseph flees to Egypt, where he then covers himself and he grows and becomes king. He grows to power in Egypt. This is the story. And so Simeon, Judah goes and tries to redeem himself. But because Joseph did not believe it, he thought that he was trying some slick shit again. He kidnapped Simeon. But they just told you it was Benjamin. These motherfuckers forget what script they in. So they tell you that he redeems himself by saving his younger brother, Benjamin. But here, the Bible depicts a situation when Simeon was kidnapped by Joseph. Judah offering himself as the return for Simeon. So he offered himself as a ransom for them to let go Simeon and to save Simeon's life. Now, some other depictions say that there was an argument between Judah and Joseph. And there was no J, so that means Yehuda and Joseph. And there was an argument that was so loud. What human could scream that loud that you would hear it from one country to the next, from one town to the next, from one city to the next? that it could be heard that some stories say Judah yelled so loudly it could be heard in Canaan. Some stories say that in the midst of this fight, Judah angrily picked up a heavy stone. There's that stone again, throwing it into the air, nigga, and then grinding it to dust with his feet once it fell to the ground. What the fuck does that have to do? Listen. Now, I'm going to repeat this information because now this is going into what we get into now. So again, remember, Judas is Judah. So Simeon was able, Judah was able to redeem himself. You say Thor, the lion's roar. Judah was able to redeem himself in the eyes of the country, in the eyes of Egypt, in the eyes of Joseph, because he was given himself in place of Simeon himself, because he is Simeon. Okay. So this is why I'm repeating this. It's going into it. Judas equals Judah. His name, Judas Laudus, is the Greek form of Judah, the southern territory of Palestine, renamed Judea by the Romans. The inhabitants of Judah were the Judites, abbreviated as the Jews, and Judas' name is equated with the Jews. Judas Iscariot is the son of Simon Iscariot, aka Simeon. So Judas is the son of Simeon. And Judah is the brother of Simeon. And just so you understand, Simon and Simeon is the same name. Simeon means to hear, to be heard, and reputation. Simeon in the Bible allegedly took Jesus into his arms and uttered a prayer that is still used. He also gave a prophecy alluding to the crucifixion of Jesus. So Simeon is the father of Judas. And Simon, listen to the name change. Judas is the son of Simon, and Simeon is the brother of Judah. And they are both the same fucking names. Simeon, the second son of Leah and Jacob. Again, Jacob, there's no J, so there was only a Y, which means Yakub. And Yakub was supposedly a scientist who created genomes. I don't know. I'm just going to give you that history of what they claim. Okay? Right. Judah equals Judas. Simon equals Simeon. Judas is the son of Simon. Judah is the brother of Simeon. Simeon, the second son of Leah and Jacob, founder of the Israelite tribe of Simeon. Some scholars view this as a postdiction, an eponymous metaphor providing an etiology of the connectedness of the tribe to others in the Israelite confederation. I'll read it again. Simeon, the second son of Leah and Jacob, founder of the Israelite tribe of Simeon. Simeon had his own tribe inside of the tribe of Judah. Inside of this Israel had had two tribes. One was Simeon, one was Judah. Simeon is the founder of the Israelite tribe of Simeon. Some scholars view this as a postdiction. Now, I wanted to know what postdiction means. Postdiction is the explanation after the fact. Postdiction means explanation after the fact. And epomius, meaning they gave their name to something. Epomius means to give your name to something. Epomius metaphor, and we can look up real quick so you understand metaphor. Metaphor, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. A thing regarded as a representative or symbolic of something else, especially something abstract. What is let's see. What is a good definition of metaphor? Metamorphic things have experienced some kind of transformation or change. Okay? So, the founder of Israelite tribe of Simeon, some scholars view this as something that is explained after the fact. And epomius metaphor, something that is really not real, we're just going to give it, it's a figure of speech, okay? Providing an etiology. Etiology, Etiology, the investigation or attribution of the cause or reason of for something, often expressed in terms of historical or mythical explanation. It's mythical. It's not real. Is what they're saying, okay? Providing the connectedness of the tribe to others of the Israelite Confederation, meaning an allegory. So Simon and Simeon is the same name. Simeon means to hear, to be heard, and reputation. Simeon means to hear, to be heard, and reputation. Meanwhile, Judah means to praise or to thank. Simeon in the Bible allegedly took Jesus into his arms and uttered a prayer that is still used. He also gave a prophecy alluding to the crucifixion of Jesus. Then they try to explain it and say, this name, Simon and Simeon, Judah, and Judas, are common names that were all used over and over again. So there is some sort of prayer as he took him into his arms and whispered sweet nothings. He uttered a prayer that is still used. He also gave a prophecy alluding to the crucifixion of Jesus. The apostle Simon, they just saying anything. The apostle Simon, he supposedly preached the gospel in Egypt and joined the apostle Saint Judas. In Persia, where according to the apocryphal Acts of Simon and Judas, he was martyred by being cut in half with the saw. I'll read it again. The apostle Simon, he supposedly preached the gospel in Egypt. There you go. Absolutely. Like Judah, like Jesus, like Simeon. You understanding me? The apostle Simon, he supposedly preached the gospel in Egypt and joined the apostle Saint Judas. Thaddeus, in quotations, Thaddeus, in Persia, where according to the apocryphal Acts of Simon, let's look that word up because I'm not sure exactly what it means. So let's look it up because I didn't look it up last night or this morning. apocryphal of a story or statement of doubtful doubtful authenticity, although widely circulated as being true, meaning it is full of shit of or belonging to the apocrypha. Writings or statements of dubious authenticity. Now he's an apostle now. They both are apostles now. So again, Simon, the apostle Simon, and then should we look up the word apostle? So by definition, apostle, each of the 12 chief disciples of Jesus Christ, an important early Christian teacher, especially Paul. So he is a disciple of Jesus. They both is. He supposedly preached the gospel in Egypt. Lord to apostle to pastor. Come on. And joined the apostle Saint Judas. Because now Judas is a saint. In Persia, where according to the apocryphal, meaning the lies, a doubtful authenticity story circulated as being true. Acts of Simon and Judas. So the lies, the lies of in Acts of Simon and Judas, he was martyred by being cut in half with the saw. So Simon martyred himself and allowed them to cut him in half with a saw. The tribe of Simeon was apparently absorbed by Judah. I'll read it again. The tribe of Simeon was apparently absorbed by Judah, while other members possibly relocated in the north. After the death of King Solomon in 922 BC, Palestine split into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Judas, the traitor of Jesus. I'll read it again. The tribe of Simeon was apparently absorbed by Judah. I'm going to give you by definition the word absorb. To absorb, of energy or liquid or other substance taken in or soaked up, having one's attention fully engaged, greatly interested. To take in or swallow up. The tribe of Simeon was apparently absorbed by Judah, taken in, because it's the same. Okay. While other members possibly relocated in the north. After the death of King Solomon in 922 BC, Palestine split into two. The northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Yeah, so one tribe supposedly joined the other tribe. When it's the same fucking tribe, these people are crazy as fuck. That is all I have for right now. I have so many screenshots of things that I could not. I was so like, oh my God. And this is what got me going. Because I wanted to understand. I'm going to go through. I said, well, who was the first angel? Because so says Papa Candelo Setafe, he is Angelo. He is the first, the beginning of what will be considered angels. They say the title archangel means chief angel, and there has been only one, and will be only one, Michael. The only other name of an angel in the Bible is Gabriel, and no rank is given to him. Michael is Jehovah God's only begotten son. Archangel Michael is Jehovah God's only begotten son. Hey, John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. They only begot one sons all the time. His firstborn son on earth, Michael, was called Jesus. Jesus is everybody, ain't he? He for everybody. His firstborn on earth, Michael, was called Jesus, and through Jesus, his father created all other things by use of the Holy Spirit. Jehovah is the boss, Jesus is the worker, and the Holy Spirit is the tool. Okay. And then they quote Thessalonians 4:16, Colossians 1:13 through 20. So I wanted to know about the different animals, and I'm gonna run through this shit quick as fuck. I wanted to know how many of the Kakusas were mentioned in the Bible, because we talked about Daniel, remember, and all of the different ones. Now, this always stands in anytime you're seeing them talk about people in the Bible. The Kakusas, the animals in the Bible. You're always going to hear about the lion, the oxen, the fowl, the bear, the leopard, and the human. Okay. And so I wanted to know, were gorillas mentioned in the Bible? And it said apes are mentioned with gold, silver, ivory, and peacocks among the precious things imported by Solomon from Thyris. 1 Kings 10:22, 2 Chronicles 9:21. The ape of the King James Version is what is called the Old World monkey. True apes, listen to me, here it is. True apes, also known as humans, chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans. This is the list of animals whose name appear in the Bible whenever required for the identification. The Hebrew name will be indicated, as well as a specific term by the zoologist. This list will include such names as griffin, lemur, siren, and unicorn. So Squipperlish, Aphrodite. Oh, okay, never mind. Which through generally apply to fabulous beings, have nevertheless, because of misunderstandings or educational prejudice of Greek and Latin translators, meaning they don't want you to fucking know. So again, I'm looking again for apes and gorillas in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible is the ape supposed to be indigenous to Israel. Apes are mentioned with gold, silver, ivory, and peacocks among the precious things imported, as well as humans, chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans. Ape, ASP, this word, which occurs 11 times in DV, stands for Hebrew names. So then I kept saying, well, I wonder, okay, it says, what does an ape symbolize in the Bible? In Christian iconography, yeah. Monkeys represent base instincts such as lust, greed, and malice, and can even represent the devil. What do they call us? They call us monkeys, don't they? We have no idea what the fuck is in this Bible and what it means and why it's in it like that. All this shit is spells, bro. It's all magic. Everything in this world is ran by our magic. So, in Revelation 4, 6, and 8, 4 living beings are seen in John's vision. These appear as a lion, an ox, a man, and an eagle. We later find out that it is the cherubim. Much as in Ezekiel, but in a different order. They have 6 wings, whereas Ezekiel says the 4 living creatures are described as only having 4. So then, a tetramorph is a symbolic arrangement of 4 differing elements of the combination of 4 disparate elements in one unit. The term is derived from the Greek tetra, meaning 4, and morph, shape. What is the meaning of tetramorph? A representation of the 4 attributes of the evangelist in a winged figure standing on winged fiery wheels with the wings covered with eyes. Tetramorph, a representation of 4 attributes of the evangelists. What is an evangelist? Let's look at it. By definition, a person who seeks to convert others to the Christian faith, especially by public preaching. The writer of one of the 4 gospels. So a representation of 4 attributes of the evangelists in a winged figure standing up. So basically they are full of shit. Okay? Now, I said, well, what does the bull represent? And what is an oxen? Because an oxen comes from was it Bevan? I looked it up. I can't remember right now. My mind is everywhere. But it's a bull. The bull is Luke. Luke is represented as the bull because he starts talking of the sacrifice of Zechariah to God, and the bull is the symbol of sacrifice, the desire for a spiritual life. Bovine, there you go. Gratitude, Malik. Bovine. Okay. Why is Luke a bull? The bull is Luke because he starts talking of the sacrifice of Zechariah to God. And the bull is the symbol of sacrifice, the desire for a spiritual life. The desire for a spiritual life, because they do not fucking have it. Which allows man to triumph beyond animal passions and obtain peace. The bull is the symbol of sacrifice. Could that be meaning how they removed the kakusa? The desire for a spiritual life. Spiritual life. What did we say? Yehuda is the spirit. He is the kakusa. They desire to have a spiritual life. They desire to have the soul. So which allows man, but man is spirit, to triumph beyond animal passions and obtain peace. Then, oxen are often used in scriptures to represent the 12 tribes of Israel. Oxen are often used in scriptures to represent the 12 tribes of Israel. The first reference is found in the record of Exodus of the children of Israel from Egypt. The Lord led the Israelites to Mount Sinai, where they dwelt for a little over a year. While there, the Lord directed the Israelites to construct a portable building wherein ordinance could be administered until a temple could be built. The ordinance performed in the mobile structure were designed to prepare the people to accept in due time the higher order. Did you hear it? They said, put the people in the building because we about to feed them some bullshit. I'll read it again. While there, the Lord directed the Israelites to construct a portable, and it's in quotation marks, a portable building wherein ordinances, meaning policies, dogmas, could be administered until a temple could be built. The ordinances performed in the mobile structure designed to prepare people to accept. It was preparing people to accept in due time the higher order. Meaning some shit that they getting ready to put in and give you an indoctrination of fallacies, of falsehood. At the dedication of this structure, commonly called the tabernacle, the leaders of each tribe presented a variety of gifts and offerings. Among them were 6 wagons drawn by 12 oxen for the proper transport of the tabernacle. In ancient Israel, the ox, the bull, wild bull, or unicorn. This is what was driving me. So I'm looking at how the bull and the oxen and the unicorn. And I'm like, wait. But Baphomet said, right, that Aphrodite, the hippo, is also the unicorn. So if the unicorn is also the oxen, and the oxen is, that means Adina is fucking every deity. Do you understand me? She's every deity. As it is rendered in the King James Version, was a type of symbol of strength and power. The unicorn is rendered in the King James Version as a type of symbol of strength and power. In addition, the bull and wild bull symbolized the people of Joseph. Joseph went to Egypt, remember? They tried to sell him and get rid of him. Excuse me. In addition, the bull and wild bull symbolizes the people of Joseph as represented by his 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, Manasseh. I can't pronounce the shit. You can see that in Deuteronomy 33 and 17. Decades after the tabernacle was dedicated, Solomon built a great temple complex. Now, I was like, well, I got some other questions. I need to understand some shit. I said, well, Yehuda, I was in the bathroom. I hadn't even went downstairs yet. I hadn't even came in here and started writing yet because I was confused. I said, well, Baphomet is the mighty oxen, the bull, the minotaur. Why do they keep representing it as the goat? As mentioned previously, this satanic statue or idol has a goat's head. This makes sense if we analyze the history of pagan and polytheistic religions. The Egyptians had a goat known as Mendes. Minotaur, Mendes. The Greeks revered a mischievous figure known as Pan. Pay attention to this shit. The Celts had Cernunnos. Perhaps this shed even more light on why scriptures doesn't often have good things to say about goats. Cernunnos, Cernunnos, Cern. Cern. Most depictions of Baphomet contain a pentagram on its forehead and is part animal, part human, as well as part female, part male, a conglomerate of opposites. And he has this. He's like this. This is a Dina symbol. They are calling on all of the deities. The Baphomet is symbolic to all of the deities, as well as the human form, as well as Adina's energy. Because Baphomet, the mighty oxen, can be programmed, as they all can, because Baphomet is also tetetron. Tetet is 4, who is also the solar system. They are programming our energy. Do you understand me? Many of the more modern depictions of Baphomet include phallic and sexual symbols, as well as more contrasting elements such as a white and dark moon. Most modern depictions often have Baphomet doing a 2-finger salute, a common occultist gesture. However, hold on. By mudra, prana mudra. Prana mudra, a hand gesture which means spirit of life. Adina? Prana mudra is a hand gesture, which means spirit of life. You need to maintain a balance in all energies, and prana holds significant importance. It is asana or mudra, which do not require an exact time to perform it. Was the Baphomet, the mighty goat that they use, and it's not just the goat, because Metatron is the goat, and he is the power of energy. He is the source of energy, and Tetetron is the source of time. So we have, and let's be clear, they are governed by the feminine energy of Mariolite, which is the governess, and Sheshoni, which is the governess of the ethers. So Tetetron is the solar system, and she governs over the ethers, which is the 2 twins, which they also show you in Thundercats, Wily Cat and Wily Kid, the twins, male and female, that fly through the air of the ethers. Metatron is the goat, and he is the power, because they're all fucking Adina, bro. Okay. And they say, I'm going to read that again. Many of the more modern depictions of Baphomet include phallic and sexual symbols. And I've told you, that is one of the tools that they use to keep your frequency low. If you're not being over sexualized and programmed in that way, because we don't even use sex correctly. And Baphomet says Baphomet is of sex magic. But they don't give it to you correctly, so you can't use it. You don't even know how to manifest. She said, you're not even honoring your body correctly. Your body is pure fucking magic, bro. Don't you know that you have different chakra points? You also have different points that if somebody touch you in the right way, put your ass to sleep. Molestation is a tool to control you. Rape is a tool to control you. And they always tell you rape is about what? It's not about the sex. It's about what? Control. Now, it says symbols as well as more contrasting elements such as white and dark moons. Most modern depictions have Baphomet doing a two-finger salute as common accultures. Now, we've often heard of goats being associated with witchcraft and Satan himself, the adversary itself. The Bible never seems to have many good things to say about this creature. Matthew 25 and 31 through 46. So it should come as no surprise that one of the statues of the satanic temple, known as the Baphomet, has a goat's head. They have Metatron and Mariolite held. And this shit was confirmed by someone in the military just recently, saying they have a woman. Although the statue in the BBC article hit the news only 5 years ago, this name has a history that traces back to the Middle Ages, having connotations with evil practices and idol worship, and no surprise, Satan. In this article, we will dive into the odd history of Baphomet, how the image of Baphomet has changed or stayed the same over the years, and why we should care about this figure. What is Baphomet? As mentioned previously, this satanic statue or idol has a goat head. Okay. And that's where we read going down in there. Okay. So now, they say that the Baphomet, again, is often linked to Satan, which is also linked to goats. I mean, listen, goats represent a number of things in scripture, but to go to the source, we need to explore one of the most famous Jewish holidays, Yom Kippur, otherwise known as the Day of Atonement. During this holiday, 2 goats would be used. Leviticus 16. One, the Azazel goat, would have all the sins symbolically placed on it, when the high priest laid hands on it. Once the sins were placed, they would drive the goat out into the desert, thus driving out Israel's sins into the desert. For more information on the 2 goats used during Yom Kippur, check out this article. The goat here, the Azazel goat, represented Satan or evil. No wonder Jesus found Satan out in the desert. Matthew 4, 1 through 11. Deserts represent cursed places, devoid of God's blessings. God's blessings often come through the form of rain. The article continues. It discusses why scriptures have often had an aversion to goats. When they were trying to get me, they had somebody call me and tell me that they needed me to come to Florida because I was cursed and something was working with me and they needed to get it off of me. And the only way they could get it off of me was for me to come to Florida and allow them to scratch me with a goat's head. They said we need to take a goat and slaughter it and then scratch you in front of the egoon with it. I said, what the fuck is an egoon? They said the ancestors. And then you would be free. I don't want to be free. I know who's working with me. Just like the lady told me, Oh, you have a grandmother that's working with you. We need to get her off of you. You would never remove my motherfucking power. And these were all Melanites that tried to do it. It was a young Babalao of Ifa that called me. He was beautiful, handsome, tattoos all over his head, perfect teeth. He was the Babalao of the group that I worked with in Florida. He said when I first came to Florida to meet that team, he was there. He wanted to see who I was and how I operated. So then when the whole thing with Atlanta happened, within 4 weeks, I received this phone call from this Babalao saying that there was a deity working with me, and if I ever choose to not work with it, I would die. So he needed to get it off of me. He needed me to come. They needed to slaughter a goat and to scratch me with the goat's head in front of the eagle. And then I would be free. They were going to kill me and sacrifice me. I am sure of that. This article goes on to say, and discuss why scripture often has an aversion to goats, and that goats are rebellious, individualistic, and they often destroy everything in their path. I said, And then it says, no wonder the Church of Satan likes to hoist the figure of Baphomet on their shoulders in the sanctuaries, because goats represent everything antithetical to Christianity. Christianity calls us to be one body. Goats, on the other hand, like to focus on themselves. They do not do well with others. Selfish. Excuse me, they said goats are selfish. I said, okay, well, now that they're saying all of that, let me look up what goats and their characteristics. Goats are very intelligent and curious animals. Their inquisitive nature is exemplified in their constant desire to explore and investigate anything unfamiliar. That ain't what they just said about goats. They explore and investigate anything unfamiliar which they come across. They communicate with each other by bleating. Mothers will often call to their very young kids, kids, their kids, to ensure they stay close for their safety. I said, okay. What are the 5 characteristics of goats? Goat, any ruminant and hollow horn mammal belonging to the genus Capra, related to the sheep. And that's what got me. I said, So the goat is the same thing in the same family as a sheep. Don't they refer to the Baphomet, which is the devil, as the goat, and your Jesus as the sheep? Oh, we talking about polarity. Oh, okay. Related to the sheep, the goat is lighter of build, has horns that arch backwards, a short tail, and a straighter hair. Male goats called bucks. What do they call our males? Black men? Bucks, young bucks. Again, because we are devilized. Come through now. Usually they have a beard. Females are called nannies, and immature goats are called kids. Your kids. Kids. They're devils. That's why they mistreat your children. Your offspring that they call kids. Which is why they mistreat your children. Because they are young bucks. They're kids. They're the devils to them. They represent their demise. So then I wanted to know about oxen then, because we know that the baphomet is really the oxen. Oxen are hardworking people who can work for a very long time compared to other people without being tired and without any complaint. The ox is independent. This is what I'm reading to you is how the Chinese describes ox as people. They're independent. They need to have peaceful and quiet place to work. Even though they are not talkative, they are very reliable and supportive of the people around them. That is the Chinese zodiac of the ox. Okay. So then I said, well, what are the characteristics of an oxen? Each ox is always on the same side of the yoke. They must learn verbal commands to stop, go, back up, left and right, and understand commands given by touch. Oxen are programmed. Physical characteristics of oxen. Oxen are used as working animals, so they're normally larger breeds of cattle. They are mostly males, as these are naturally larger than females and are usually castrated. What did we learn about Baphomet? He was castrated. They're usually castrated since steers are easier to manage than bulls. They castrated them and then made him do what the fuck they wanted him to do. Okay. So then, what is an ox known for? Oxen are used for plowing, for transport, pulling carts, hauling wagons, and even riding, for threshing grain by trampling, and for powering machines that grind grain or supply irrigation, among other purposes. Oxen may also be used to skid logs and forests, particularly in low impact. So they are used for their strength, and they're castrated and can be told what to do and used. What does the ox symbolize? The ox symbolizes diligence and patience. The people with this age have progressed steadily and owns persistent strength. They are very determined but stubborn. They are dependable and temperament. In general, because individual animals vary widely, oxen are less flighty than horses and less willful than mules. Good oxen are calm, docile, and trainable. They are trainable. They can be programmed. So I was wanting to know, because they said something about the bovine. And so I'm like, well, okay. So how many? So the bovine are cattle of cows, bulls, oxen, bisons, buffalo. Thus, ox was used as the singular noun for the domestic bovine, while the term bull referred to a male ox and cow as a female ox. That this was once the standard name for domestic bovines is shown in place names such as Oxford. This shit blew me away. So this is what I did. Let me see, where's the picture at? And I got to go. And this is where I'm going to start at when I come back. So be looking for me to come back, because I started looking and I wanted to know, can you find Baphindia? I said, is Baphindia lookupable? I wanted to know, right? So I'm going to just give y'all this and then I'm going to get off of here because I got to hurry up. So just to show you, definition of Baphindia in Hebrew comes back as Astarte, the ancient deity. I said, huh? By definition, Baphindia in Hebrew is Astarte, also spelled Athart or Ashtart, great goddess of the ancient Middle East, where she said she was over. Come now. And chief deity of Tyre, Sidon, and Elat, important Mediterranean. People keep saying, you've made these deities up. They can't be found. Who? Astarte also spelled, like I said, all these different names, right? Hebrew scholars now feel that the goddess Ashtort, mentioned also in the Bible, is a deliberate conflation of the Greek name Astarte and the Hebrew word Boshet, meaning shame. It means shame, indicating the Hebrews' contempt for her cult. They hate her. We learned a whole bunch of shit about Baphomet and Baphindia. And again, Baal and Beast, Beauty and the Beast. You're looking at Baphindia and Baphomet. Ashtaroth, the plural form of the goddess name in Hebrew, became a general term denoting goddess and paganism. That's where we are going to begin when I come back. I don't know if you all were able to keep up and understand it, and if I was able to make that make sense. They have lied to us so badly. I want you to hear that, understand that, know that. By definition, I was looking to see if I could find Baphindia. And Baphindia came back as an ancient deity. What did she just say? She came through and said it. On my live, I did the spirit walking where people said that I was crazy. She even said, there are 10 people on here that keep saying Quatita's crazy. She said, if she's crazy, then Light doesn't exist, and we know that it's not a fashion. She said, I am Baphindia. Do not spell my name with the F. Do not spell me that. She gave you the spelling, Baphendia. She said, Baphindia. She looked at mine and said, I am an ancient deity. Did she not? So definition of Baphindia in Hebrew is Astarte, an ancient deity. I know it's true. We're going to start there when I come back. I love y'all to life. I got to go.